Well, if you got a dollar, won't just lousy down. You know that I got rhythm that could suit your budget fine.
Hey, this is Patrick with Trusty Huckster Mercantile, and welcome to my channel. And welcome to my first participation in a drop sale with the Peddler Train. The Peddler Train is organized by Vintage Uprising, Texas. And if you are watching this video at the time it goes live, you are smack in the middle of the Peddler Train. So if you want to continue hopping on board, well, I don't know how is this I guess we're hopping the next train, stopping at the next station. Maybe that's the connection. Once you finish with my video in the next half hour, the next participant is D from Thrill of the Thrift. So check the description in my video, in the description of the video, you'll see the entire schedule. There are several videos coming up after mine. So what I'll be offering is Vintage Travel Ephemera. And everything's a flat price. Every item that I will show you will be $5. Or if you find 3 items you would like, you can get them 3 for $10. So that is, all these prices are plus shipping. I do ship from Chicago, and it's all paper, so it should be relatively inexpensive in shipping. If you want to claim anything, this is a pre-recorded video that is not being done. There's no live chat. There is no monitoring for this as it goes live. There's no premiere. So if you are interested in purchasing anything, simply pause the video, hop into the comment section, simply enter the description of the item that you would like to claim. Again, pricing is simple, $5 each, 3 for 10. Let me know what you would like, and I will send you an invoice. If you have not purchased from me before, please make sure you send an invoice send your shipping information to the email address that's here on the screen, thmvintage@gmail.com. And that is, I will then know where to ship it to, and I will email you your invoice. Once you pay the invoice, I will ship your items. Appreciate you participating, watching my video in the Peddler's Train, and encourage you to watch the other videos as they come out. So here we go. Trustee's Peddler Train offerings, Vintage Travel Ephemera.
We're going to start out with some maps. Again, everything in today's sale will be $5 each, or grab any 3 items for $10. If you wanted anything, just jump over to the comment section and add a description. Some of them I may have to give numbers because it might be difficult to keep a track, but to start things out, we are on the west coast of the United States, looking at maps from Texas, New Mexico, and Wyoming. So starting things out, we've got the city street map of Wichita Falls, and I have to admit I had to do a little bit of digging and figure out where Wichita Falls is, and it is Wichita Falls, Texas. Everything that I'll be showing in the map section are traditional multi-fold maps. It's going to be almost impossible for me to actually showcase everything about the map, so if you have questions or want to see specifics, let me know. This one, though, when I did open it up, I tried to figure out where it was based. It's got some nice graphics, and it does show a map inside the map showing Texas, Oklahoma, so Wichita Falls. So Wichita Falls, Texas map. We then also have the Texas official highway travel map. This one's dated 1977, 1978. Got some actual color photographs inside, a nice detail of the 70s. And because it's right after 76, everything's red, white, and blue. So we've got a nice little flash of the past. So Texas, so we've got Wichita Falls, we've got Texas, 77, 78. And then we've got a New Mexico official road map, Land of Enchantment. This one has some historical and geographical data on the back. And let's see, so everyone knows their state bird is the Roadrunner. That does not look like a Wile E. Coyote is going to be chasing him. Also, the map inside has some color variation as well. I'm second guessing whether selling these maps is a good idea because it's going to be very hard to show them all. But hey, they're maps, and they've got some great photographs. So that is the New Mexico map. And then we have a Wyoming map from 1968. And I've been in Wyoming, and that is what it looks like. So this one has, again, some great photography. Upper Green River Lake. Great photographs as you open it up. So some of these would be fantastic to frame. The map itself has some color to it, and looks like it's a topographical map of the state of Wyoming. So welcome to wonderful Wyoming, 1968. All of these maps, $5 each, or mix and match for all the others you're going to be seeing. Any 3 items for $10. Jumping across the country, we are going to go into some souvenir postcard packs. And these are all, I tried to separate them to make some geographical sense. These are all from the state of New York. So we're gonna have to keep things straight. So this one is the Souvenir of Thousand Islands, New York. This is from postmarked 1946. What all of these are these little folders that when you open them up, they have these photographic photos that unfurl out of it. So it's not a set of postcards, it's a postcard that then has photographs inside. So these again are all $5 each, or mix and match with anything else. Pick 3 for $10. So we've got the 1946 Thousand Island. We then have an unmarked Thousand Island that this one says along the St. Lawrence. Then we've got another unmarked Thousand Islands that just shows the bridge. I'm sure there's a name for that bridge, but I don't know what it is. Picturesque view of Bolt Castle. So we're gonna call that the Bolt Castle Thousand Islands. Then we're going to go into the Thousand Islands New International Bridge. So this one we're going to say is the New International Bridge, Thousand Islands. Then we are going to go to Rockefeller Center. So that's the only pack from Rockefeller Center. So you've got Radio City Music Hall in there. And some great color photographs, period photographs. I would say most of these are probably from the 40s, maybe 50s. So we've got one from Rockefeller Center. Souvenir of Finger Lakes in New York. So picturesque view of the trees, of Sailboat Regatta from Country Club. Skanadles Lake. I have no idea how I just slaughtered that name. I apologize. Again, folder of some great photographs. So that one is the Finger Lakes. Then we have Saratoga Springs. Greetings from Saratoga Springs, one of these great large type cards. Greetings with the Adirondack Mountains with the deer on it. And scenes along the Hudson River, New York to Albany. So all of these are available $5 each, or 3 for $10. All right, one of the running jokes I have with my regular job is I cover the Midwest, and living in Illinois, I consider Illinois and the states around me part of the Midwest, but we have another sales rep who lives in Ohio, and she covers a different set of states, and that's the other Midwest. So we're just gonna say this is Midwest, Greater Midwest, Upper Midwest, Great Plains. We're just gonna put that into this next set. And I'm gonna simplify things because I have several maps from the state of Illinois, and as you can see, I've decided to put some letters on them. So there are 7 maps here from Illinois, starting out the Midwest, the better Midwest. Illinois map A is a tollway map with some great color graphics on the front of that. And just based on the photographs of the people in the back, this is probably 70s, maybe getting into the 80s. Not exactly sure when the tollway system started. I'm sure if I read this, I'd probably find out. But you can see there's some color in the map, and that is Illinois A. I'll read this map. Illinois B is dated 1972. This is the new Illinois, and it was issued by Jerome Hill, representative from Aurora, Illinois. That is the Lincoln's home from Springfield, Illinois. Again, traditional map, dated 1972, so quite a few things would have changed. Quite a few new roads have been built since then, but nice period map from 1972 is Illinois B. Illinois C is dated 2001 and 2002. This was the Jesse White map when he was Secretary of State. Then color map, and looks like it might have been folded incorrectly somewhere along the line, so you get the joy of trying to refold it properly. Illinois C. Illinois D has a date written on it. I did not write that, so I'm going to assume it's correct, 1963. So this is the Chicago Transit map showing the CTA bus, the L, and subway lines connecting suburban bus routes. You have Marina Towers in there. Sears Tower and the Hancock Building are not in the skyline, so they were built in the 70s, so this probably does date to prior to that. Alsip in Alcalon, those are suburbs. So this does get into suburban lines operating. Owl service, I'm not sure what the owl means. Anyway, so you got a vintage with a little bit of condition issue. You can see there's a tear in the cover of this one, but Chicago Transit map, Illinois D from the 60s. Illinois Tollway map E is this one with the flags on the front. See if there's anything obvious on this one. It's got a zip code, so this is after 1963. Not sure if there's a specific date on this one, but Illinois Safety, Comfort, and Convenience. Opened up, it's got some of the traditional color coding in this one. Flip side goes into this, shows all the different suburbs of Chicago. That is Illinois E. Illinois F is this Chicago and suburban street map from the Chicago Motor Club and AAA. This is Chicago or Illinois F. Definitely has some age on this one as well. We open this up. Map is in traditional colors. And not sure if there's a way to tell you exactly when this one was made. But based on the others, probably 70s, probably 80s. And it is Illinois F. See if I can see it copyright here. No, it says it's copyrighted, just doesn't give a year. Oh, 1973. So you got a 1973 map here. That is Illinois F. And Illinois G is an Aurora and vicinity map. So this is the far western suburbs of Chicago. It also happens to be near where I live. And this one, it looks like it's two color, primarily pink with black. And also looks like it's only one-sided. When you open this up, it shows the back. So this one is a specific regional. Again, it has a zip code, so it's after 1963. You have the streets listed, but based on that font, I'd say probably 80s. The way that looks, 70s or 80s. So that is Illinois G. And continuing our map tour of the greater Midwest, we're going to include some Iowa maps. We have 4 Iowa maps, so I'm including some lettering on those. And I decided to go ahead and do some digging so that there's not so much bouncing around and questions about the individual maps. So this Iowa map is the standard oil map, and there is a copyright on this from 1968. So this is a 1960s map, and you can see some color in the map itself. B, I could not find an actual map, but there's a reference to the speed limit being 70 miles per hour. And I thought that was pretty distinctive. And it turns out that the speed limit was changed to 70 in 2005. I don't think it's 70 anymore, although I wouldn't swear to that. So I'm thinking maybe this is from 2005. The way this map is drawn, I thought it was older than that. But I also looked at the population of Des Moines. The current population of Des Moines is only like 214,000. So I don't think this is that particularly old. So this is the interstate, this is Iowa B to get this roughly 2005. Iowa C gets you the Skelly oil map. Also could not find a copyright on this one, but did a little digging and determined that Skelly went out of business in 1977. And there is a zip code in here, so it's after 1963. So this map is somewhere between 1963 and 1977, and you can see the colors on that one. And then the final map is a little bit later. This does have a copyright on from 1992. This is Iowa D. It is actually a tri-state map to show Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa. More of a tourist map, so there's got some great photographs in this one, as well as some of the information on not a particularly detailed map. It's basically a highlight map of some of the areas of interest, but I don't think you're going to follow this one to make your way through the states. But there's a tourist information map, so this one is going to be listed under Iowa as Iowa D, even though it is a tri-state map. So Iowa A, B, C, and D. And continuing our exploration of the upper Midwest, we're including Wisconsin. Wisconsin, again, did some digging and found dates on all of these. So this is Wisconsin A, is the standard oil map, dated 1977. So you can't go wrong with an ad for the Britannica encyclopedia. So you've got some individual call-out maps of some of the bigger cities. There are some condition issues, a little bit of a tear on the front of this one, but some great graphics, 1977 graphics of a great 70s car pulling a trailer, and some ads inside for House on the Rock, Southern Gateway, Road Start Inn, and of course, McDonald's. So Wisconsin A gets you the 1977 map. Wisconsin B has the date right on the front. This is a little bit later. This is 2001, 2002 official state highway map. You've got the highway patrol on the front. A lot of detail in the cities. It is a full state map, full color, with some call outs on the back, also in color. That is Wisconsin B. And Wisconsin C, the Texaco map. This is from 1975. Great graphic on the front of an old car. Couldn't figure out what that actually said. Looks like it just says American or something like that. I'm not sure what kind of car that is, in front of a Texaco station. And again, traditional map, full state map of Wisconsin with the call out areas in the back. So that is Wisconsin C, $5 each, 3 for $10. And drifting farther north to get the upper Midwest is Minnesota. So we've got 4 Minnesota maps. This one is actually a tourist map specifically for Big Fork in Itasca County, Minnesota. And I did find a date on this one, 1952. To be perfectly honest, I probably shouldn't be including this in this sale, but hey, I had already pulled it out, so I might as well include this one. So you could still get this one. Look at the graphics on this. This would look fantastic framed for someone who is familiar or from the Big Fork area. Again, $5 each or 3 for $10. That's Minnesota A. Minnesota B is the Atlantic Richfield Company map. This one has a date of 1969. It's a little bit smaller than the others. Just, this is as far as it unfolds. It's only 3 panels wide. So this one's a little bit easier, and actually would be easier to frame if you were interested in a period map. And that's from 1969. That actually has, I found a copyright on that one. This one has the date right in the front. This is Minnesota C, is the 1968-69 official highway map. This one, again, more of a tourist map, so some great photography that's included in this one, in addition to the full state map and the larger city shout-outs. And then Minnesota D, as again, dated right in the front, the 1972 official highway map. This one, again, has some great photography, more as a tourist, tourism piece. Great florals. What is that? Looks like an iris. Is that their state flower? It looks like it says it came from Dr. Bach Information Center. Is that what it says? La Crescent, Minnesota. So whoever got it actually dated it 1972 as well. But you can see some of the maps and then the full state map regular on the back. But some great graphics on this one from 1972, Minnesota D. Minnesota A, B, C, and D. If you're going back into some of the souvenir postcard packets, or souvenir photographs, I guess, for postcards, jumping into Canada. So I have some international ones. These are all Canadian cards, and I decided to, again, do the lettering so it makes it a little bit simpler. So we've got the beautiful Thousand Islands. Now we had Thousand Islands, New York. This one specifically is Thousand Islands, Canada. But I think that's the same bridge we showed before. So maybe they're, like it's Niagara Falls, they're on either side of the lake. That was great, some great period photographs in there. That is Canada A. Canada B is Niagara Falls. Fantastic photograph of that. The Skyline Tower, and some great period photographs dropping into this one. That is Canada B. Canada C, souvenir views of Niagara Falls. This one has been postmarked and still has the stamp on it. Shows it as the Arms of Canada. And again, period photographs on the back. And this one, let's see, it's got a date on it. 1948. So we're in the 40s for this one. Canada D is Victoria, Canada. It's a great architecture. British, Victoria, British Columbia. So we're in the west part of Canada. Some great photographs. Again, period, not postmarked. That is Canada D. Canada E is a souvenir folder of Kingston, Ontario. And again, some great photographs inside. And again, not postmarked, but probably from the 40s or 50s. And then that is Canada E. Canada F is Ottawa, Canada. Again, unpostmarked. Great, that's more of an illustration. But on the inside, we have, actually, looks like these are all going to be illustrations as opposed to photographs. Oh, no, that's a photograph. So some great period photographs. And again, these are all front and back. So some great images for Canada F of Ottawa. Canada G is a souvenir folder of Ottawa, Ontario, but it's a different one. Again, unpostmarked. Again, showing architecture and the photographs inside. It's Canada G. Canada H is Vancouver Island, also not postmarked. Canadian Pacific Railroad owns the shipping lines as well. So this is the Princess Elaine leaving British Columbia. Again, period photographs inside. That is Canada H. Canada I is another folder from Ottawa, capital of Canada. Pass your trivia questions now. So this is Canada I, not postmarked. Got a little map of the city center and some great photographs inside. And then the last one is souvenir folder of Ottawa that has been postmarked. This one is dated 1949. This is Canada J. Stamps are still in situ. And again, period photographs from the late 40s. That is Canada J. So Canada A through J for all of the postcard folders. $5 each, 3 for $10. All right, mixing things up a little bit. Still included in the travel, just kind of a mixed bag variety. This is not it's not one of those packets of the postcards like it was before. This is actually a retail packet of all postcards from Hopewell Village. So you have 6 detachable postcards, all for 25 cents. And this one does have a zip code. I don't think I found a copyright on these, but if you look at these pictures, I'm thinking these are all, probably 80s, maybe 90s, but probably 80s based on the photographs. So this is, let's just go mix A, because there's just a mix of these. So we're just gonna say that is mix A. Mix B is a pair of large format postcards. So you can see how big this one is. These are 2 locomotive cards. So this one is the Pennsylvania 1361 from South Amboy, New Jersey. And you get, along with that, this vertical postcard, which is the nickel plate 759, one of the highlights of the 1970 rail excursion, Harrisburg to Gallatin, so Altoona, Pennsylvania. So maybe from the 70s, I guess. So you get both of those postcards, large format postcards, unmailed for Mix B. Mix C is another pair of large format postcards. These are both from Monticello in Virginia. Again, large format, but they're still postcards. You would still be able to send these. Monticello House of Thomas Jefferson, Charlottesville, Virginia. And then this is also of his house just from a farther view. Again, did not see, I don't think I saw a copyright on these either, but they both have zip codes on the publisher. So definitely after the 60s, I would say these are probably a little bit more contemporary, maybe even 90s, maybe even 2000s. So that is Mix C. Mix D is kind of a standalone oddball piece. It's actually a piece of old letterhead. It's the envelope from the Banff Springs Hotel in Banff. Banff. It's Alaska, but now I'm sorry, Canada, but I can't remember what the ALTA would stand for. All right. Well, if you want to tell me, I'd love it. Somebody wrote something on the back. Don't think it means anything. And you can see it's just a large, like 9x12 envelope. It's got a cool letterhead in it for travel. So if you stayed at the Banff Springs Hotel, you'd have a piece of letterhead from this, and that is Mix D. Mix E probably isn't quite technically travel, but I still thought it was kind of fun. It is an old business envelope, but if you ever wanted to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania, some of the best smelling pollution in the world, manufacturer of chocolate and cocoa, this was a letter that was sent, looks like to JCPenney in New York City, but a great illustrated letter of Hershey Chocolate Corporation. And I actually have multiples of this, just with different addresses. So this would be Mix E. Mix F is actually a first day cover. So again, cheating a little bit, kind of postcards, but we've gone international. So this was announcing the royal wedding of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. We'll just say the ephemera lasted longer than the marriage, but that's okay. So this one, and it also has a little card inside that talks about their marriage. So this is Mix F. And then I also have first day issue covers for the Concorde. All of them have cards inside that actually explain the flight. This was the first flight of the Concorde from Nassau to Miami, dated 1985. This is Mix G. This one is dated 1982. This was the first flight from Madrid to Manchester. This one is Mix H. And this one is dated 84, it looks like. Yeah, 84. First flight from, Rovaniemi to London. And then this is what the card looks like that's inside, just information of who the flight crew was and all that kind of stuff. Each of them has a little card based on that flight. This is a Christmas Day flight. This one is Mix I. So again, $5 each, 3 for $10, mix and match anything you have seen. And try and squeeze one more set of video options in here to the video. These are all from the East Coast, all again, souvenir photo folders of vintage postcards. So these are gonna be East, we'll just keep it simple. East A is vintage photos of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. East B was addressed, but there's no longer a stamp and there's no postmark. So I don't think this was ever mailed. This is a souvenir of Maine with the large letters, Maine. So this is East B. And then we've got 2 from Atlantic City. So East C has the Atlantic City with this great fountain on it with a photo of the Auditorium and Convention Hall in the back. Some great period photographs there. And then East D shows the boardwalk, America's Greatest Resort, a special panoramic view, a large letter postcard on the back. And open this one up, and again, you've got great photographs of period photos from Atlantic City. And that is East D. East, A, B, C, and D.
And that was Trusty's attempt at the Peddler's Train. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're still watching at this point, again, make sure you continue riding the Peddler's Train, catching the next station. New to this one, so I'm not exactly sure where my puns and connections should be, but there are other videos coming up the rest of this afternoon. So again, right after mine at 2:30 Eastern will be Dee's video from The Thrill of the Thrift, so you can hop over there. And then following that, your David from Vintage Uprising, Texas will have his entry, then Vintage Vinny, Pamela Blanchard, and wrapping things up at 4:30 Eastern is Vintage Conversation. Sorry, I was having a look at the cheat sheet on my phone. Again, if you go into the description of this video, I will have links to all of those individual channels. Just remember, the videos do not go live until the half-hour mark for each one. And so you won't be able to see anything until after they actually activate. So then, thanks so much for watching my video. Thanks for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Give me a good deal on something I can use. Make me an offer that I just can't refuse. When that sunrise in the morning and there's nothing there to do, will probably be the last time I see you.